Okay, we're good to go. This is lesson 14.1. It will be attached to 3 and 4, I believe. No, actually, it'll be attached to 4 and 5. So 2 and 3 is in a different section. Just be ready for that. What we want to do is lesson 14, money shopping for food. Prepare. These food ones are really good because this is real life. You'll be doing a lot with that. Okay. Objectives. I will learn to talk about shopping for food. I will learn to ask how much something costs. I will learn to understand how much something costs. I'm going to read those all again. Okay, these are critical. I will learn to talk about shopping for food. I will learn to ask how much something costs. Okay. I will learn to understand how much something costs. Money and food. You got to have them. You got to have them. And you're going to be involved in that a lot. It's very confusing in a different country. All right. Listen to each word. Make your own flashcards for the vocabulary words below. We should always be making flashcards. Even though we put the vocabulary in front of every one of these lessons, because we know how important it is, we're just trying to drive on it. They don't do that as much as we do. But here they're saying it right now. Egg, banana, tomato, apple, carrot, potato. I'll say it again. Egg, banana, tomato, apple, carrot, potato. There we go.
Egg,
banana,
tomato,
tomato. You can do these on your own.
apple,
apple, carrot,
potato,
lettuce,
fish,
meat, and
flour,
and
sugar,
and cereal, and bread, and cheese. Whoa, man.
cheese,
And
the liter of milk,
a liter of milk, a bag
of apples,
a
loaf of bread, a bunch of bananas,
a
head of lettuce,
a
kilo of meat,
a
pound of fish.
Okay. Now, how much does this ground meat cost? How much do these bananas cost? How much is a bag of apples? It's $2 a bag. These grapes are $2 a pound. This is a great area. Memorize this whole area because you're going to be using these words. Unless you don't like meat or you don't like bananas, or you don't like apples, you're going to say these words. Okay. Count now. Okay. Egg, banana, tomato, apple, carrot, potato. They're showing you how to use an S. Egg, eggs, tomato, tomatoes. It's got the ES. Use these or those. These eggs are delicious because it's multiple. There's more than one egg. These are non-count. So you're counting these nouns and you're not counting these nouns. You don't count lettuces. You count a lettuce, the milk, the meat, the fish, the milk, the meat, the fish, the flour, the sugar, the cereal, the bread, the cheese. These nouns usually cannot be plural. Use this or that. That bread smells good. Okay? Or you can say these loaves of bread smell good, right? So there you go. Use it that way. Conversation 1. Do you want to go to the market with me? We need to pick up some vegetables. Yes. We also need eggs and a loaf of bread. So they're probably driving into town or something. So they needed some help. Let's make a list. I'm planning to get tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, and some fruit. I may buy meat as well. Okay? I like this little conversation. We're going to do it again. Do you want to go to the market with me? We need to pick up some vegetables. Yes. We also need eggs and a loaf of bread. Let's make a list. I'm planning to get tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, and some fruit. I may buy meat as well. Okay? So if she wants eggs and bread, this gal wants a whole carload. Okay. Conversation 2 at the market. They're at the market now. Excuse me, how much are these carrots that I came all the way from town, outside of town, in here to buy? They're $2 a kilo. I'll take half a kilo. Do you have fresh eggs? Yes, we just got some in this morning. That's fresh. How much do they cost? They're $2 a dozen. Okay. Getting good, getting good. Okay. The letters OU and OW. Not, now, got, pot, hot, how, moth, mouth, shot, shout, ground, pound, mouth, house, how, now, allow, down, flower, cost, noun, hello, from, about, now, lost, long, pound. You want to know what you just learned? You're going to have to memorize. You have got to memorize those. Those are good words. Long, lost, now, about, from, hello. Say them into your Google Translate. Google Translate will say it back to you if you're saying it properly with good enough accent. Okay. All right, we'll listen to this. What is the couple making? Name 3 of the ingredients. They're making up some. They're making cookies. Yeah, their cookies didn't have any sugar in them, by the way. There's a little touch of it.
Okay, go over there and I'll tell you what to get. No, sit right here. Sit right here. I'll tell you what spices to get out. We're making my famous, wonderful cookies. Baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt.
He's definitely lost.
Seasoned salt,
He's been taking.
celery salt, poultry salt.
So there we go. Cookies, and look at baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, salt, raisins, craisins, and walnuts. Maybe she said sugar, but I didn't hear it. So anyhow, this is read the scriptures in English and in your native language. Think about the discussion questions. Write down your thoughts. Be prepared to share your thoughts with your partner. Okay. Let's go. This is important. You know, this is keeping the Sabbath day holy. We've had this in a couple others, EnglishConnect 1 and that. But what I've come to learn is those who keep the Sabbath day holy, they are living a different calendar. I mean, you got to do job work in the church. I understand that. It should be at a minimum. But the truth of the matter is, when you're partaking the sacrament on the Sabbath, dedicating the new week to the Lord and to what you've tried to do, what you will try to do, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm going to read this to you right out. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is a Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. You just don't do it. And then you're blessed for it. And you can go on with what does the Lord want us to do on the Sabbath day, rest, and all that we have control over to show that we are that kind of a person. If we want one day to move into the presence of God, you better be living by the Sabbath. You don't get up there and start working and say, you know, this guy missed it. What blessings will come to us if we keep this commandment? Well, we'll become strength. We'll have wisdom. We'll have rest. We'll have association. I mean, it's just everything about it is right. So anyhow, that ends that one.
This is lesson EnglishConnect 2, lesson 14.2, shopping for food. How much is that? And this is going to be a workshop. I'm not going to go through this with you. How much are they? How much are these carrots? They are. It's actually there. $2 a kilo. I'll take half a kilo. Do you have fresh eggs? Okay. So let's see if I can go ahead and fix this one here. There. Okay. So go like that. It doesn't give it to me. Anyhow, this is all you'll do. I don't know how to run the Spanish keyboard, so I won't be able to do it on this one. But you'll go through this entire setting and it'll go through all the discussion that you just barely had. We'll say this one is point 2.
Okay, this is a story about a family in Venezuela. They had gone to over some time, some sacrifices, and a long duration of time. They were able to put together enough money to go to the temple. And what happened was they gave some money to the daughter to take to the bank. They later picked up the money from the bank. And on the day they were getting ready to leave for the mission, for the temple services, the ordinances they would receive there, they learned that their money was something had happened to it. It had grown to $4,000 instead of only 500 US dollars. And as a result, they had to make a decision to get this back, and they did. So we're going to read that story as it's written here. Okay, the branch president Ruben Dario Pacheco of Venezuela and his family wanted to go to the temple. After much sacrifice and spiritual preparation, his family raised enough money to go to the temple. The vocabulary for this part of this lesson is sacrifice, preparation, raise money, mistake, persuade, covenants, and dishonest. Okay. President Pacheco sent his daughter to the bank to get 500 US dollars. He said, my wife took the envelope with the money. This is after she came back with the $500 and put it away. She didn't count the money. Apparently there was an exchange. They had to change the dollars. But the mom didn't check out the money after she came back. The night before leaving, we counted the money. The bank had given us $4,065. The bank had made a mistake of over $3,500. I had never seen so much money in my life. So the branch president was just stunned at what he was going through. Sacrifice, preparation, raise money, envelope, mistake, persuade, covenants. Then he says this. So those are the vocabulary words. I keep saying them. I want you to understand that there are specific words that are going to guide you through all of these different presentations that they have. Let me make sure here. Okay. Some friends tried to persuade us to use the money for our trip to the United States. Yeah, right. I said, we cannot keep this money because it is not ours. Not only that, but you're going to the temple. You don't want that kind of blemish on you for that. Okay, again, the vocabulary words. The purpose of our trip to the temple is to make covenants with the Lord. What good will they do if we are dishonest? We returned the money to the bank. They had noticed that they had lost the money, but they didn't know who had it. Wow, that's a big mistake. Some bank clerks asked me, why did you give the money back? Nobody knew that you had that money. My only answer was, because I'm a Mormon. And a temple-going Mormon. There's a difference. Honest, bear false witness, and dishonesty. Those are the three words here in this part of the vocabulary. Of course, you've got all the vocabulary at the beginning of this lesson, so use it. It's going to come up. Not all of the words, but there are enough of the words that give you a good benchmark of where you want to be in a certain context of whatever the lesson's going to be. Okay, let's go on. We believe, okay, these are scriptural references to define why we have the character that we have. We believe in being honest. That's in the Article of Faith 113, one of the standard works. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. That's in Exodus. That's in the Bible. Right there in the very beginning of it, given to the Jews, in the house of Israel has this. Exodus 20, 15 through 16. And let every man deal honestly and be alike among his people and receive alike, that ye may be one, even as I have commanded you. D&C 51:9. Okay? Is there really any difference between dishonesty involving a large amount of money or only a small amount of money? No, absolutely not. The smaller the sin can be, that's where you find your greatest character, your integrity. It does not mean that you have to break your back. I mean, things happen, right? Sometimes honesty is the best policy, but when it's so detrimental to the whole of the program, you better find a way to resolve the issues. Okay, what about a time you chose to be honest? Always did. Always did. So that's all I'm going to put. And it hurt me a lot of times. A lot of times it wasn't fair. Okay, well done. You're done with this one.